At Hampton Court Palace, the gardens have been badly affected by the drought and the heat waves.
It's difficult right now. I get the feeling we're in uncharted territory. I've never felt so uncertain about the future in historic gardens and landscapes as I have now.
At Chiswick House, the lack of rain has wilted plants and trees have dropped their leaves early.
Their response to the drought and to the extreme heat has been to start to drop leaves, which is really reminiscent of autumn. But in fact, they're dropping them because they can't support them from a water point of view anymore.
London's greens, parks and commons look more like deserts. But is there an end in sight to the drought? The bad news is it could take months.
We do model our position with where we think things might go, but a lot of it is determined by the hot weather and the prolonged dry period that we've had. So I think myself, with a lot of other water companies, are looking forward to when the rain does come, because it does ease the position somewhat. But until that happens, it's really difficult to say how long it'll go on for.
London and the southeast is actually what experts call water stressed. This reservoir in Essex is struggling. Elsewhere they're at about 75%, lower than they should be at this time of year. Behind me is usually a very deep pond, but as you can see it's completely dried out. And London and the southeast is more susceptible to drought because there's a large population and it's actually quite dry, not much rain. And experts say we're going to have to completely change how we think about water. The drought in 1976, when there were standpipes in the streets, came after a very dry winter. If there isn't a period of sustained rain, then there could be more restrictions next year. Long-term investment in fixing leaks and new reservoirs will be needed. Another unknown is the increase in data centres.
We need to be able to improve the supply of water, and that will be making sure that when we have these very wet periods that we're catching it and storing it for the dry periods that come after that. But of course, we also need to reduce our water demand. Technology is going to be a big part of that. I've mentioned data centers already. If they're able to cool themselves without using water and using different technology instead, then that would of course be better. I think also as individuals, we have to look at our gardens perhaps and what we've been doing for the past 10, 20 years in the sort of past climate, we might not be able to do anymore.
With a warming climate, hotter summers and more heat waves, we will no longer be able to take water for granted. Tom Edwards, BBC London.